your biggest challenge when you were losing?
Not giving up. When you start from 140 kilos, you're not going to have it done overnight or in a month or in 2 months or in 3 months. It's a very big transformation and you need to be very patient. You can't give up. There are good days, but there are many, many more bad days. Wanting to be an actor, you obviously watch TV a lot, and when you're trying to lose weight and you're on diet and you're working out twice a day, you're suddenly watching TV and you see Hrithik Roshan with his chiseled abs doing Dhoom Majale, and you're like, will I ever be able to reach that? You have to be very perseverant, you have to be patient, and you have to be able to have the willpower to do it. It's not a physical transformation starts from here, so you need to change your mindset. You need to be able to understand your body better. You need to be able to accept failures. There will be days where you're working really hard and you're not seeing any results. You might get on a weighing scale, you might put on weight, you don't even realize. You're not losing any kind of weight. But the idea is never to give up, and that's what I realized. I think it's helped me as a human being, as a person, as an actor, never to give up. Today, if I can't get something right as an actor, I go back to that thought process of not giving up, which stems from this journey that I undertook to lose weight.
To take you back to your fat days, did your friends, my friends had a nickname, they used to call me Motu, they still call me Motu. What did your friends call you?
My friends still call me that, not Motu. They used to call me Fubu, and they still call me Fubu.
Sounds like a fat name.
Yeah, it used to be a brand of clothing made in America, and they used to have it in big sizes. And obviously I was very fond of wearing colorful clothes, but I used to not fit into any. They used to make football jerseys, like the football jersey material, the American football jersey material. So I used to only wear that and roam around. I was very fond of sport, but I could never play it. But I used to wear all these jerseys with the names behind, with the numbers. So that was the name, and it's stuck by. Even today, Priyanka Chopra calls me Fubu on set, and it's very strange. And I keep reminding me, you cannot call me that. At least not on set. It's very strange.
Right. And when the transformation happened, were there friends who refused to recognize you? What did an ex-girlfriend tell you? Was she disappointed that you broke up with?
I think the good part was she didn't say much. I think she was speechless in a good way. So for once, she didn't say much.
She was feeling bad.
No, I think the evolution happened so slowly that everybody could see the gradual transformation. It wasn't like I disappeared into oblivion. ऐसा नहीं मैं सब छोड़ के भाग गया था. और फिर suddenly one day I woke up and I came in. It was not like a Hindi film की interval point पे hero आता है अपने body change करके. सबने मेरी struggle देखी. All the people around me saw it, and they've all been by my side through it. Like I said, good days and bad days, and they've allowed me to do this. All my friends, family, all my well-wishers. It's not an easy choice, A, to be in this profession, B, to imagine doing it when you're 140 kilos, and then to fulfill it, you need a lot of support from each and every person in your life. So they've always been very supportive.
Absolutely. We believe that a big part of you being where you are is someone recognizing you and recognizing the potential of actor in you. And that person was Salman Khan.
But there you can see me there with him.
Right, right. You can't see him tell you.
Yeah, no, but he saw that. He saw me like that, and he saw potential in me as an actor. It's very rare. I still don't know. He never tells me what he saw in those days when I was an assistant and I was around him and I spent a lot of time with him. He clearly saw something. I hope it wasn't like he just told me, "Chal hero ban ja." I think it came from an emotional connect, and I'm glad that he's God sent. My mother always told me he's God sent.
What did he tell you, and how did you react?
He said you should, we were just at this place one night, and this was post the shooting of Salamis. We were hanging one night, and he just looked at me and he said, you should become an actor. So I looked at him, and then I looked down, and I saw this stomach, and then I looked at him again. I said, you want me to become an actor? I'm very happy being a director. I'm writing my script and I'll direct. I have no interest in acting. He said, no. The opportunity that you have being a producer's son, you can direct whenever you want. You will wake up 10 years from today regretting that you didn't give it your best shot, and don't have any regrets in life. Give it your best shot. What's the worst thing that can happen? The worst thing that can happen is you don't make it as an actor, but at least you have to try. Very few people will get a chance like you, so make the most of it. And it's not like he said it and went away. The next morning he told me, come, we'll start working out, and so we did. And then he took care of my diet, he taught me how to get the form of training right, what kind of training to do, the kind of time you should invest in a gym. You don't have to spend 4 hours, you can spend 20 minutes and get a great output. And I spent a lot of time with him as a person. And I think that also gave me mental willpower to see a man like that after pack up at 10:30, 11 at night to go and work out. And I think that's an extension of his teachings that even like last night I trained after doing all my interviews. I've gone and trained at 10 at night. So it's his upbringing almost where I'm concerned to become an actor and to be able to do this to myself. And that moment will always stay in my head forever. He just said, don't ever regret anything. Don't hold regrets in life. So give it your best shot. What's the worst that can happen? You can direct after that if you fail as an actor. He made it seem simple. And when Salman Khan shows faith in you, you just go with the flow.
What a transformation. That moment, that life-changing moment obviously changed Arjun's life. I saw Nishkizade, I think in the 6th week, to a packed auditorium, which in Delhi, and it was most impressive for a movie with people. So congratulations on that. All the best.
Thank you.
Opening it up now to our panelists. Kavish, you have a question for me.
Well, Arjun, my question stems from the fact that you said that this requires a change in mindset. My biggest problem is I'm a very happy fat kid, you know.
So was I.
Yeah, that's what.
And in my head, I'm still fat.
I've been 120 for the past 5 years. Haven't got a kilo up, haven't gone a kilo down.
You're consistent at least.
Yes, I am. Unfortunately.
Every week I used to put on some. Eventually, I'll tell you one small thing. Before the first day I went to train with Salman Bhai, he put me on the weighing scale. The weighing scale went around and there were no more numbers left for it to have. So he said, okay, don't eat for a week and come back, we'll see how much you weigh. So I'd gone to that extent of weight every week. So at least you're lucky you're still at one consistent weight and you can go back from there.
That's the only point of
Very
happiness
other
that I have.
people.
That's completely fine. So my point is, you know, I buy those expensive running shoes, you know, I go on a gluten-free diet. Like I read a lot and I'm a avid reader of Men's Health as well. I know everything about fat loss, but how do I bring that shift in the mind space that I have, you know, of being a happy kid? The people who I love me back the way I want them to. Most of the people have told me if you lose weight, we probably might not, you know, like you the way you are or probably love you the way you are. But somewhere in my heart of hearts, I know that a fat Kavish is not what I want to be. You know, he keeps telling me that this wasn't the plan, dude. So I want to know how to change that plan, you know.
You work?
Yes, I do. I'm an advertising professional.
Okay. Are you happy with your job?
I'm extremely happy, but then yes.
Does it ever come in your way, being overweight?
It does. It does at 4 o'clock in the evening. It does every day after I have my rice and my chapatis.
Stop having both together, 8 first to begin with.
Okay.
Nobody should do that. You either have rice or you have chapati.
Correct. And then I have my you know Brazilian mugs of black coffee.
Yeah, so do I. See, to each his own. I always say this. I had an ambition, I had a fueling desire to be somewhere. That's why I went to this extent. It is not about, you don't have to worry about getting a ripped body or six-pack. You need to get healthier and fitter. You want to have a future, right?
Absolutely.
You want to live a healthy lifestyle. You want to live for as long as possible, even if you want to be happy being overweight.
Yes, absolutely.
And you want everybody to be your friend. And you want a family. I'm assuming that.
Yes, absolutely.
You want to have kids.
Yep.
You want to be able to play with your kids. You want to be able to be active when they're alive, when they're growing up.
Yeah.
You want to be, you know.
Yeah.
So find a goal, find an ambition and work backwards from there. You don't have to do it for tomorrow or day after. I'm sure in order to find a wife, you would have to also get a little fitter. To get a girlfriend, you would have to. Those are basic aspirations. हम झूठ बोल सकते हैं कि we don't need a girl in our life or whatever. But eventually, every man craves companionship. So you have to find a goal. You have to find an ambition that you want to fulfill and then work backwards from there. You don't have to plan it for 1 week or 1 month. You plan it for a life ahead. Na? You have to make lifestyle changes.
Right.
You can buy the shoes, but you have to use them. Na?
Precisely. That's
So
the
go use
problem
them,
with me, you know. So that's what I want to know. You
But you
how
know your
to-
problems, so solve them. I don't even need to tell you this. You just need, to achieve anything in life, you need ambition. You wanted to get into advertising, you must have worked towards
Yes,
it.
absolutely. That's my problem. You know, so the goals that I have set for myself are very professional, you know. Unfortunately, my health always takes a backseat when it comes to my goals and ambitions.
How old are you if you don't
27.
You're exactly my age.
Yeah.
So you have a whole life ahead of you.
Absolutely.
If you start, what I started when I was 19, today I'm reaping the benefits by looking like this.
Correct.
So you will not, it is not that you need to worry about how you look when you're 28. You need to worry about how you look like when you're 35, when you're 40. And also trust me, you might be, I was a very happy fat kid. I still love eating and I still eat. It's not that I don't.
Yeah.
I managed to know when to eat and when not to eat because in my profession I can't always be not looking good. I need to look my best as much as possible. But above and beyond all that, you should be active. You're 27 years old. I love going to the gym now. I know what it felt like when I started. I used to be embarrassed. I didn't want people to look at me. I was nervous about अरे लोग क्या सोचेंगे मैं जिम में क्या कर रहा हूँ. मैं 10 सेकंड भागता था मेरी सांस फूलने लगती. Which you will also face. It's inevitable. You cannot help that.
Right.
But 10 से फिर 15 पे पहुँचे. जॉगर्स पार्क पे सलमान भाई लेके जाते थे राउंड मारने, वो बोर हो जाते थे मुझे देख के कि मैं बस चले जा रहा हूँ, I can't run. You cannot give up, and you have to have a long-term goal in mind. So 10 will become 15, 15 becomes 20. So the same way, start going to the gym twice a week, 4 times. Get confident, get comfortable. Find your comfort zone. Go on the treadmill and walk for 45 minutes. You don't have to go and start sprinting and lifting heavy weights.
But the idea is to begin, basically.
Obviously, if you won't start, if you're going to buy the shoes and keep them at home, then don't buy them. Spend that money on buying your McDonald's and eat that instead. If you're buying the shoes, then use it. If you have an ambition, then go for it. You cannot say, "अरे मैं सब कुछ पढ़ता हूँ, पढ़ने से कोई थोड़ा ना बन गया."
I completely agree, and that's what I keep wondering कि कुछ हो क्यों नहीं रहा है, that's
because तुम कुछ कर नहीं रहे.
I know.
But knowing you're saying is half the battle.
It is. You will read it, but then its theory has to be done practically. So now you have all the knowledge. Just at least start. You might lose 5 kilos in a year, but that's still better than being 120. Se better 110 ho jao.
No, I completely agree where you're coming from, because whenever I have worked out or whenever I have gone into that process of losing weight, I have really enjoyed it. Because I show results really fast. Unfortunately, I am very inconsistent probably, or maybe there's that lack of that will. The moment I lose my 5 kgs, I'm like, okay, sorted, like 115, and that's what I wanted to be,
You have everything in your head. You know exactly your faults, your weaknesses, your strengths.
I know my follies, that's the unfortunate part.
Give yourself, today is what, aaj hum May mein.
Right.
Just work till December and see the day. Don't work till June.
Right.
For a change, work for 6 months and see the day.
Yeah.
And then take a call if you're happy or not. Because when you'll come down to 107 and your clothes go half a size smaller, suddenly you'll get excited, you'll want to do more.
I'm sure, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Arjun, I would want to ask, as you rightly mentioned, once you put on weight, it starts taking a toll on your entire regime. I just wanted to understand, I have been working for past 5 years and mentally.
Yeah. Mentally it drains you.
I mean, agree, point taken. Now I really realize that, I get tired very soon. You don't want to talk to many people. You don't want to
be socially active.
Absolutely. And first and foremost, congratulations for the transformation that you have brought about. I am really very happy, and I just look up to the way you look up to Salman Khan.
So you basically look up to me to look up to Salman.
Absolutely, because that was a major transformation. But here I would want to understand for myself that how important do you feel it is to bring about this kind of a transformation, to have a mentor in your life to guide you?
See, I have done it with a mentor in my life, somebody who guided me. So obviously I cannot speak without saying that it is not important. It is important. I was very fortunate to perhaps have arguably the best person possible. But he let me be beyond the point. The first 2.5 years I trained with him, I was 140, he got me down to 104, 103. And he said, "Isse zyada main nahi kar sakta beta. Now you have to push yourself to..." He got me thin, but he couldn't really push me beyond because I had to pursue my acting class, I had to go meet people, I had to start looking at finding a script, I had to do my own thing. And he also can only push you so much. 2.5 years is a very long time. From 103 to today 86, that 15 kilos, and that also with putting on muscle, I did on my own. So it's a combination. He guided me. It's always good to have somebody who can guide you and somebody as intelligent and sensible as him. But there comes in a good trainer. You go to a gym, you hire a trainer. You have to show faith and trust in that person. You have to read and understand. I mean, reading a Men's Health will give you an understanding and a big understanding of what not to do. So if he's making you do something that you don't see value in, you can always go on the internet, check things. You can ask people who are in the gym. You can ask people who are your friends who might be going to the gym. There's no harm in finding out what works for you and what might not work for you. What might work for me now might not have worked 6 years back. So you need to be aware of things. You need to yourself make the effort, and automatically your trainer will help you. If he knows that he akalmand hai, I cannot fool him. I cannot just make him do random stuff. He will always be active also. He will always be discovering new ways to help you out. A trainer na bhi ho, if you're still going to the gym. If supposing the trainer says, "Arey, today I can't make it, I'm busy," and you still go to the gym. At the end of the day, it's for yourself, you're doing it. So you will see results. So you cannot only rely on a mentor. He will guide you, he will mold you, but eventually you have to do all the hard work yourself.
Arjun, during your phases of losing weight, did you ever consider surgery, anything that was not natural?
See, I had a lot of time on my hands. I guess I was one of those aloof teenagers, and then I was one of those guys who was working as an assistant, wanting to be a director. So I knew I'm very young when I started it out. and I started seeing results. See, I still have those issues that an overweight person would in terms of my skin, in terms of being aware of I put on weight faster than most people would. But it has made me aware. But that didn't cross my mind to even go into that because I had a lot of time on my hand. I never intended that at 22 I'm making my debut. I wanted to get to a certain place first physically and then think about becoming an actor. So I had a lot of time, and I started enjoying going to the gym. So for me, that was fun beyond a point.
You know, then just for the record, on behalf of Mental, let me tell you that there is no airbrushing on this. These are his abs. I'm not sure he's going to take his shirt off today, but...
नहीं, मैंने इतने कपड़े निकाल दिए आपके लिए कि मैं आज ज़्यादा कपड़े पहन के आया.
Question. I saw Ishq Zade, okay, and it's obligatory now for new actors to have a six-pack, ripped core, etc., etc. But all you did was lift your t-shirt in one song. Very briefly, was it a planned move? Was it that you weren't completely ready at that time? What did the director?
We had various options for that step. Eventually, I guess when I was shooting there, I was in good enough shape, and then that step was something I liked. When we were rehearsing, we were discovering what are the steps we can use. And Habib sir was very excited by that step, and so was I. And so
but
was
it made you look very fit, and it made you...
Yeah, it kind of dispelled the notion of me being this fat kid for people who ever had that doubt. So it was good. I never did it keeping that in mind. I was in good shape, so I got excited to do it. It also depends on your mental psyche in that moment. You don't plan so much for the future when you're doing a step or when you're doing a song. In that moment, I was looking good enough to do it, and I was loving.
It worked very well in your favor. Guys, shall we open the questions out to the media who would like to ask the first question?
They're looking very, very, very bored right now.
I don't see too many people who need to lose a lot of weight here, so is that the reason why? Question. Will you introduce yourself and then?
Can you just? Huh? Hi.
My name is Krishnaraj and I am from News Trends.
Hi, Krishnaraj.
It seems that to bring about this transformation, first thing is you need to have a mentor. Secondly, you need to be a mental case.
You need to be a mental case.
Yeah.
अच्छा नहीं मैं mental case हूँ.
By mental I mean really driving it.
हाँ, yeah, you need to be mentally strong. Yeah, you need to have mental willpower. Yes.
And about your mentor, you can tell who all has guided you and who is your trainer specifically.
I started out with Salman Bhai who guided me in the basics, the form, the technique, what kind of weight a fat person should lift. You can't go in and start lifting major weights. So he taught me to do lightweight, higher reps, stuff like that, which is all technical. But that jargon really helped me today because I know what I need to do when I need to get a pump, when I need to lose some size, when I need to put on a little bit of size. There are different ways to train every time you want to get into the gym. It depends how fit you're feeling. After that, I did CrossFit as well. It's another form of training. It's functional training. Basically, normally हम लोग gym में क्या bicep, tricep, chest, back, shoulders मारते हैं या legs करते हैं. Functional training uses all the muscles that we never actually train while doing a regular workout. It's more core based. You have to lift your own body weight. So pull-ups, push-ups, burpees, stuff like that. Jumping jacks. You use your own body as a weight. So that was one bit of training that I did before Ishq Zade that got me looking the way I was in that song was because I was doing CrossFit at that point of time. After that, I've got a trainer in my life called Harry Ranson, who's right now not with me. He's just gone back for a big expo in London. He's my trainer now, and he's been with me for the last 3 or 4 months, since December actually. And he's a very, very sorted, very, very educated person where this is concerned. So I'm fortunate I've had good people around me and I've been able, but I've pursued it. The point is you can have as many good people around you. Eventually you have to keep pushing yourself as well. Because it's physical. Mentally you have to prepare yourself to push yourself physically. So that last rep that you need to push yourself for, you can do it. He cannot lift that weight for you. He can tell you how to do it. He can tell you when to do it. He can tell you what not to do. But you still have to do it. So it's an amalgamation of people around you and your mental strength. जी. जी जी सर मैं वही कर रहा था मैं बहुत खुश था डायरेक्टर बनना चाहता था स्क्रिप्ट भी लिख रहा था असिस्टेंट बना था पहले कल होना की थी उसके बाद सलाम मेश कर रहा था आई वाज वर्किंग विद द सेम डायरेक्टर निखिल अडवाणी मेरे जहन में कभी ये बात नहीं आई, मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था कि मैं एक्टर बनूंगा। मुझे इस इंडस्ट्री से प्यार है, आई वांटेड टू बी पार्ट ऑफ दिस प्रोफेशन एंड आई चोज डायरेक्शन बिकॉज मुझे फिल्म से बहुत लगाव था। मेरे अंदर जो एक्टर छिपा था वो सच में सलमान भाई ने पहले देखा, मेरे खानदान के पहले उन्होंने देखा, मुझसे पहले उन्होंने ही देखा। हाय विकास।
जैसे कि आपने कहा कि जब आप टीवी देखते थे और निर्णय कुछ आता था तो आप सोचते थे कि कैसे मैं ऐसा बन सकता हूँ, तो आपका इंस्पिरेशन कहाँ से आपको मिला, मतलब बॉलीवुड कौन सा एक्टर था जो आपको इंस्पायर करता?
यार मेरे साथ सलमान खान घूम रहे थे, उससे बड़ी इंस्पिरेशन पर्सनल लाइफ में और प्रोफेशनल लाइफ में और कोई नहीं हो सकता।
और एक्टिंग
यार उनका अपना स्टाइल है, मैं सोचता हूँ मेरा अपना स्टाइल बना है। यू कांट गेट ओवरली इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय पीपल बिकॉज देन आपकी यूनिकनेस नहीं बनती। मैं अपनी छाप बनाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, बनाना चाहता हूँ। और जहाँ तक एक्टिंग का सवाल है, एवरीबडी यू सी देयर आर सो मेनी गुड एक्टर्स दैट मेक यू रियलाइज देयर सो मच वैल्यू इन डूइंग गुड वर्क। सो आई लव अनिल कपूर्स वर्क, ही इज़ माई अंकल, आई ग्रोन अप वॉचिंग हिम। मतलब राम लखन देखना टीवी पे और सडनली मुड़ना और वो राजमा चावल मेरे साथ खा रहे, you know, so I've grown up with that thought process of having him as somebody I aspire to be like in terms of professionalism, dedication, honesty, sincerity, that passion जो आज I'm sure आप मुझसे बात करो और उनमें बात करें, आपको सच में लगेगा वो मुझसे younger, दिखते भी मुझसे younger है, he behaves younger than me, he's energetic, full of life, and those are qualities that you like in a person above and beyond the actor that he is. So these two people I guess I would have to say. जी हाँ, मैं आप ही की आंखों में देखूँ।
मेरा सवाल आपसे है कि स्लिम होना और फिट होना काफी फर्क होता है।
जी बिल्कुल।
कई लोग जो जिम जाते हैं अपने लोग कम्युनिटी की गलत तरीके से जिम करने की वजह से वो
मैं अब आपको देख नहीं पा रहा क्योंकि सिर्फ फ्लैश आ रहा है मेरे आंखों के सामने। ये
कई लोग गलत जिम करने की वजह से ऐसे यूज करने की हेल्थ खराब हो जाती है।
जी।
तो ऐसे में आप क्या सजेस्ट करते हैं, कितना हेल्दी फीलिंग जरूरी है इसके लिए?
मैम ऑब्वियसली आप अगर जिम जाए तो इसका मतलब ये है कि आसपास जिम में ट्रेनर्स होंगे। अगर आप ऐसे जिम में जा रहे हैं जहाँ पे कोई है नहीं आपको गाइड करने को, तो प्लीज़ वहाँ मत जाइए। एवरी जिम शुड हैव करेक्ट पीपल अराउंड यू टू गाइड यू। अगर आप कुछ गलत कर रहे हैं, यू शुड मेक श्योर दैट देयर आर पीपल अराउंड यू एट ऑल टाइम्स, इवन इफ दे आर नॉट योर पर्सनल ट्रेनर्स। फ्लोर पे ट्रेनर्स होने ज़रूरी होते हैं। तो यू शुड नेवर गो टू अ जिम जहाँ पे कोई है नहीं कि आपको सिखा सके कि अरे बेंच प्रेस ऐसे मत मारो, आपके शोल्डर में इंजरी हो जाएगी। इंजरीज कभी भी कैसे भी हो सकती है, इट्स नॉट ऑलवेज इन द जिम। समटाइम्स यू माइट हैव एन ओल्ड इंजरी। जैसे मेरी एक पुरानी इंजरी है, मैं साइकिलिंग करते हुए गिर गया था, मुझे पता नहीं था कितनी बड़ी इंजरी है। मैंने आई स्टार्टेड लिफ्टिंग बेंच, मतलब जब मैंने हैवी ट्रेनिंग शुरू की, आई रियलाइज आई हैव अ मेजर शोल्डर प्रॉब्लम। मैं 21 साल का था तभी मुझे पता भी नहीं था कितनी बड़ी इंजरी होगी। अब 27 की उम्र में इट्स ऑलरेडी द रोटेटर कफ ऑलरेडी गिव्स मी अ प्रॉब्लम। सो समटाइम्स इट्स नॉट ओनली अबाउट द जिम, इट्स ऑल्सो अबाउट व्हाट यू डन इन योर एज अ चाइल्ड, योर जॉइंट स्टफ लाइक दैट। ऑल्सो लाइक यू सेड, जैसे आपने कहा स्लिम होने का मतलब ये नहीं कि यू आर फिट। कई लोग सिर्फ भागते पतले हो जाते हैं लेकिन दे डोंट बिकम हेल्दियर। आई थिंक इट्स अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ वेट ट्रेनिंग और प्लेइंग अ स्पोर्ट, कार्डियो, देयर सो मेनी एस्पेक्ट्स दैट कम इनटू बिकमिंग फिटर इन लाइफ। आपने कहा कि आपसे तो मैं अभी मिल के आया हूँ। जी सॉरी, उनका पहले फिर आपका। जी हाय हाय फ्रॉम I thought you were saying I'm hot, so I was like, oh.
So, Arjun, nowadays, when we're talking about lifestyle,
Yes.
get to that perfect lifestyle in the long term, as you spoke to Mr. Kapoor. Tell us about people resorting to bulimia, people resorting to drugs and steroids to get to that particular point, whereby they think that, okay, this is my best goal. But in the bargain of getting there, they have honestly ruined their health. So what do you have to say about that?
Exactly what you said, that you're ruining your health. I mean, to each their own. I'm nobody to sit and judge why, what, who, how. Everybody has their own reasons for choosing to do these things. It's unfortunate, but it exists. Whether it's drugs, steroids, or bulimia, like you said. I would advise anybody who ever came to me, or if I ever found out anybody close to me is into either of these three, I would advise them not to pursue it because it only leads to a long-term problem. There are a lot of side effects with all these three things. But I'm nobody to sit here and make a judgment on why people do that. It's unfortunate, but it exists. It's a reality. Hopefully, when they read a men's health, or they see a person like me, or they see a Salman Khan, they see a Ranveer Singh after he's transformed himself, they realize there's value to going to a gym. There's value to being having a fitter lifestyle, not just dieting or not just pumping weight. There's an amalgamation of all that. And like you rightly said, it's a lifestyle change. the more people realize that, I think we'll have a fitter generation ahead.
अर्जुन जिस तरीके
जी,
से
उनका सवाल बचा है.
आपने कहा एक्टिंग करने से पहले स्क्रिप्ट लिख रहे थे
जी.
और डायरेक्शन भी जाना चाहते थे.
जी.
तो एक्टिंग करने के बाद आप क्या करेंगे? डायरेक्शन करना
ये आप पहले भी पूछ चुकी है ना मुझसे. चलिए, मैं ये सवाल का जवाब बहुत दे चुका हूँ पिछले 3-4 दिनों से, जब औरंगजेब की प्रमोशन कर रहा था. मैंने सोचा नहीं आगे क्या करूँगा. अभी इस वक्त एक्टिंग में फुटहोल्ड जमा लूँ तो बहुत होगा, बिकॉज आई जस्ट स्टार्टेड और 1 ही साल हुआ है. मुझे डायरेक्शन का शौक है और रहेगा, बट आई डोंट हैव एनी प्लान्स एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. और वो स्क्रिप्ट अब शायद थोड़ी पुरानी हो गई.
अर्जुन, जैसे कि आपने कहा कि आपने निखिल अडवाणी को असिस्ट किया है 2 फिल्मों में. जब आप 140 kg पे जब असिस्ट कर रहे थे तो काफ़ी सारी हीरोइंस के साथ काम किया, कि प्रियंका चोपड़ा और विद्या बालन और प्रीति जिंटा. सो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन के बाद उनका रिएक्शन कैसा था जब आप उन्होंने पहली बार आपको देखा था?
लाइक आई सेड, ऐसा नहीं था कि मैं गुम हो गया था. मैं इंडस्ट्री में फिर भी घूम रहा था, आप सबके सामने ही था. आप में से कोई मुझे तभी पहचानता नहीं था. मैं इन सबको देख चुका पहले. वो अलग बात है, दे नॉट गोइंग टू टेक माय पिक्चर बिकॉज आई वाज नोबडी. इट इज नॉट देयर फॉल्ट. बट मैं आसपास मंडरा चुका हूँ इन सबके, और मैं आपके भी आसपास घुमा हूँगा, आपको पता नहीं होगा. आई वॉज इररेलेवेंट. पर वो लोग तो मुझे पहले भी जानते थे. जैसे प्रियंका है, वो मुझे सलाम से जानती है, मतलब 8 साल हो गए अब. 2005 में शूटिंग शुरू की. तो ऐसा नहीं कि वो एक दिन सुबह उठी, उसने मुझे 8 साल बाद देखा और बोली हाय ला.
The answer she's expecting is maybe one of these heroes.
हाँ, बहुत लोगों ने निकाला भी होगा गलती से. मैं पीछे सलमान भाई के मंडरा रहा था.
अर्जुन, जिस तरीके से अभी कहा, स्लिम रहने में और फिट रहने में काफी अंतर होता है, और स्टार बनने और एक्टिंग करने में, एज एन एक्टर और स्टार बनने में कितना डिफरेंस होता है? क्या स्टार एक्टर होता है या एक्टर स्टार होता है? जैसे कि आपने
सर, मैं अभी परसों की इंटरव्यू के आप वापस रिपीट करवाएंगे तो मैं कर ही देता हूँ. चलिए. हाँ, माइंड ब्लोइंग. ये भी वापस बोल देता हूँ. देखिए, मेरी शुरुआत हुई है, मैं अपने बारे में बात करता हूँ. अगर पर्सनली व्हाट आई बिलीव एंड हाउ आई सी इट, मैं एक फिल्म ओल्ड हूँ, 1 साल पुराना हूँ. मेरी दूसरी फिल्म अब लग रही है. मेरी अभी शुरुआत हुई है. स्टारडम वो होती है जब आप बहुत सालों तक मेहनत करो, बहुत सालों तक टिके रहो, अपना मुकाम बनाओ. You make a certain position where you have a tremendous amount of fan following all over the country, all over the world. You need to be around for at least 5 to 10, 15, 20 years, which is what everybody now, if you look at the experienced actors, I mean, the Khans have been around for 25 years, and that is what stardom is, that fans want to come to the theatre to see your film. Aamir Khan साल में एक फिल्म करते हैं, लोग अपना काम छोड़ के जाते हैं because they see value in that star. We are new. Audiences have given us a chance. They've accepted us. They've said, हाँ, हम इनकी पिक्चरें देखना चाहते हैं. We are interested to see what they're capable of. We've not done enough work for them to say, अरे we will always go and see their film. I don't live in that belief. मैं जितनी अच्छी पिक्चरें करता रहूँगा, जितना अच्छा काम करूँगा, उतने लोगों को मेरा काम पसंद आएगा और वो मेरी दूसरी पिक्चर और ज़्यादा देखेंगे. So you have to build towards becoming a star eventually. But yes, today, very importantly, अगर आप अच्छे एक्टर नहीं हो, आप स्टार नहीं बन सकते. बिकॉज आज पिक्चरें बदल चुकी हैं. पहले क्या होता था, इमेज बेस्ड होती थी, मसाला बेस्ड होती थी. टुडे वी कैन नॉट ओनली डू लार्जर देन लाइफ रोल्स. वी हैव टू डू रोल्स दैट जो हर आदमी रिलेट कर पाए. जैसे इशकजादे थी. आई वाज लकी, मुझे वैसी पिक्चर मिली तो मुझे वैल्यू समझ आया कि जब मैं जोधपुर में टैक्सी में बैठा था, जब मैं एयरपोर्ट जा रहा था वापस शादी के बाद, एक लड़के ने मुड़ के बोला, साहब आपने जैसे बात किया ना लड़कियों से, मैं बिल्कुल वैसी बात करता हूँ. तो मैंने बोला, हाँ यार, ये सही चीज़ है. इफ़ अ पर्सन लिविंग इन जोधपुर can relate to my performance. I am from Juhu, not Jodhpur. मैं तो बॉम्बे में पला बड़ा हूँ. So if you can play those characters and make a connect with people. 2 तरीके होते हैं एक्टर या स्टार बनने के, या फिल्म के लिए. ये मेरा मानना है. Either the audience sees a film and they feel ये तो अपने जैसा है, या तो they see a film or they see an actor and say I wish I was like him. काश मैं इसके जैसा होता. 2 ही परसेप्शन होती है जो आपको उस वैक्यूम में भरती है थिएटर के अंदर. When you get trapped in that world, either you correlate to the actor acting in front of you, or you say I wish I was in this world like how this actor is. हमारी शुरुआत इसी से हुई है कि हम रिलेशन बना सके ऑडियंस से. आगे चल के हमारी पर्सनालिटी और उभर के आएगी जब हम बड़ी पिक्चरें और कर पाएंगे, जब हमारी स्टारडम उस लेवल तक पहुंचेगी. बट इट्स अ जर्नी, इट्स अ प्रोसेस. आई कांट वेक अप टुडे स्टार्ट अज्यूमिंग कि मैं स्टार हूँ. इट्स रॉन्ग. Ranbir is the star of our generation because he's done his work, he's created his niche, and that is what I said in that interview also.
The lady in the front.
जी मैम, जी. मैं पहले लेडीज फर्स्ट, देन जेंट्स. I all the no film related. फिल्म रिलेटेड के लिए आप फिल्म के सेट पे मतलब हमारे फिल्म प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस पे आ जाइए।
अर्जुन आप मानते हैं एक साल में
मैम सर मैंने एक सेकंड मैंने कहा लेडीज फर्स्ट, आप पूछ क्या गए? लेडीज नहीं वो पूछ रही है सवाल, पूछ जी 100%. He just looks at me and says, "You're looking good, but I'm looking better," है ना? And then he starts laughing at it. That's it.
अर्जुन आप मानते हैं कि आप एक साल में एक्टर बन गए हैं जैसा आपने कहा?
सर मैं एक्टर हूँ इसलिए आपके सामने बैठा हूँ।
लेकिन आप मानते हैं कि अब कुछ रह नहीं गया?
नहीं मैं अब नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं कहा मैंने यार। ये आप मेरा आंसर मोड़ रहे हैं, अब तो मैं इसका जवाब देना ही नहीं चाहूँगा। मैं एक्टर हूँ ना, इसीलिए तो आपके साथ बैठा हूँ सर। मैं अच्छा हूँ या बुरा हूँ वो अलग है, लेकिन एक्टर तो हूँ आप।
एक साल में आप मानते हैं कि आपने एक्टिंग का सब कुछ सीख लिया?
ऐसा मैंने कब कहा? ये आप कह रहे हैं। मैंने ऐसा कहा कि मैं सब कुछ जानता हूँ एक्टिंग के बारे में? नहीं, मैंने कहा मैं एक्टर। देखिए जब मैं एक फॉर्म भरूंगा, मेरा प्रोफेशन पूछा जाएगा, मैं ये तो नहीं लिखूंगा आई एम स्टिल लर्निंग हाउ टू एक्ट, बिकॉज दैट इज अ प्रोसेस। आप अपना काम सीख रहे हैं। आज आप क्या यू आर इन द प्रेस, यू आर स्टिल लर्निंग हाउ टू गेट बेटर एट इट। आई एम होपिंग आप भी ये दुआ करते हैं मैं रोज़ बेटर बनूँ। मैं भी ये दुआ करता हूँ मैं रोज़ बेटर बनूँ। हर सुबह सेट पे जाऊँ, अच्छे लोगों के साथ काम करूँ, काम और सीखूँ, अपने आप को सुधारूँ, लोगों से बात जैसे करता हूँ एज अ पर्सन भी इम्प्रूव करूँ। पर अगर आप ये बोल रहे हैं कि मैं सोचता हूँ मैं एक्टर बन गया हूँ, ऐसा कोई एक्टर नहीं है जो सोचेगा कि हाँ मुझे सब कुछ आता है। आप अमित जी से भी पूछेंगे वो भी नहीं कहेंगे कभी। हर रोज कुछ सीखने मिलता है।
तो आप स्टार भी बन चुके हैं एक्टिंग के साथ तो
मेरा सवाल आपसे ये है कि जब आप 140 थे
जी।
how girls approach you that day and now how they approach you now? Very good question.
आई थिंक आई स्टिल ब्लश द सेम वे, तो वो नहीं बदला है। तभी मुझे ज़्यादा भाई बनाने में इंटरेस्ट था लोगों को और मेरे साइज की वजह से बाकी लड़के डर जाते थे, तो आई यूज्ड टू बी एबल टू बी बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स विद गर्ल्स. Now also it's pretty much the same because my core group of friends is still the same. The girls that were in my life back then are still around. I am still very shy when it comes to women. I'd never anticipated being called good looking, honestly, and I always say this, and I thought it'll take me some time to prove that to people that okay, I have a certain unique, distinct look. I'm very happy, but I really don't know how to react. But women now obviously do come and tell me they find me attractive, they find me good looking, and that really makes me very happy. I won't deny it. No guy doesn't like to be called good looking and hot, and it's a nice feeling. You feel happy. वो तो आपको उन लड़कियों से पूछना पड़ेगा.
Thank you very much.
कहाँ थापा. Hi. No, I wouldn't. Prosthetics, yeah. If you really had to get into the method of putting on weight for a film or putting like we transform up, I wouldn't, because I know how difficult it is for me to lose weight. Personally, as a person, I know some people are very lucky. वो खाना भी खाते तो put on नहीं करते, या put on करते तो बहुत जल्दी lose करते. I mean, like a person like Christian Bale pushes himself a lot. It's not easy for a person like me. I wouldn't take that chance. I've worked very hard to reach here. I want to get fitter and fitter. I don't want to go back into putting on a little bit of weight also right now. So I would, at this point, no. Yeah.
We all know cannot be done without the help of steroids. Do you think that is like something in the industry?
No,
But you have to prove it because
I think today most films, and not every film do you take your shirt off. Like in Aurangzeb, I didn't need a body. I just needed to get thinner because I was wearing suits. I didn't want to look bulky. I wanted to look leaner. So I lost weight for it. I didn't have to get into thinking about steroids because I just had to be thinner, basically, so I look sharper. And my face had to be a little more chiseled because I was growing my hair out. So that is something as an actor, you think of what extreme you will push yourself. Aamir Khan takes a lot of time between his films. And you can see the result. I mean, Gajni, I'm sure he took a year off to do that. You see his videos of his making. And now for Dhoom also, I've seen him work out in Yash Raj. So I know how dedicated he is to making sure he reinvents himself physically. It's difficult. See Hrithik's transformation again from what his before and after pictures that he put out after Chris Getting came into his life. We have to push ourselves. We owe it to the audience. हमारा काम ये नहीं है कि हम सिर्फ अच्छा काम करें. We have to look our best also because there are many people coming to watch us for the way we present ourselves also. It's an amalgamation. You got to push yourself physically as well as be a good actor. So steroids is not the answer. At least not at my age, you cannot even dream of things like that because you just need to take time off and push yourself. I'm shooting and I've tried to make this body. While I'm shooting for Gunde, I've had to train. While I was in Calcutta, I was still training every day after pack-up with Ranveer. So we are young enough to push ourselves, and that's how I look. We both had to do it for Gunde, and we both have to do it for Gunde because it's required for the film. Competition तो खैर मुझे पता नहीं because मेरी body type उसकी body type अलग है, वरुण की body type अलग है, Sid की everybody has their own individual body type. So I guess it's good. The better we look, the more better looking roles will be offered. So it's सोने पे सुहागे वाली बात. तू पूरा इंटरव्यू कर ले आजा. He doesn't need to maybe at this point in time. I'm sure if a film gives him that leverage to train, if he gets 6 months off and he wants to do it, he's more than capable of doing it. It's not that he's not. It's not कि उसको आता नहीं है or he doesn't need to hit. He plays football. You've seen him how much stamina that boy has. So I'm sure when a role comes in where he has to show his body, he'll do it. Or when he has to transform to that extent. See, I had to do it for Gunde. The idea was I wanted to look a different way in Gunde because I thought that is exciting for me and challenging as an actor. It's not. I've not done this for 2 states and for Aurangzeb. It's primarily I started training keeping Gunde in mind. 2 states might reap the benefits because I'm shooting at the same time. It depends film to film and actor to actor. It's not. This is not going to be my only calling. Hopefully in life. जैसा मैंने कहा मैं अच्छा एक्टर बनने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ जो सर थे उन्होंने पूछा. So I think that will also speak for itself. That's a pretty. Monica, you asked me the question. You have to eat smaller portions if you want to lose weight because you have to find good substitutes like fruit. You have to like when I was going through, I used to have a lot of dry fruits because they fill your stomach. I unfortunately or fortunately had a lot of coffee that used to get me awake in the morning. Instead of having nonsensical stuff, you have egg whites. They're a very good rich protein source and they're a pretty filling meal. I mean, I have 5 to 6 egg whites whenever I feel hungry in the evenings. That the worst period of the day is in between lunch and dinner. So I will always try and have eggs and I'll have fruit and I'll have. My trainers taught me how to have protein muffins. We make muffins at home. So I have that, or I'll have a protein shake. You need to find your own substitutes. Each person has their own way of going about it, but obviously smaller meals are the best way because you eat lesser through the day. Rather than eating one big breakfast, one big lunch, one big dinner, you rather have smaller meals through the day. I went through trial and error and I found my things that work for me. Your taste palette changes once you start seeing results. Psychologically, your mind also allows you to eat healthier food. So for me, I realized that now after 3 or 4 years of trying to lose weight, I realized smaller meals work better for me. You should try.
What was your cheat meal? What did you have when you were cheating? The one day when you cheated on your diet, what did you do?
My cheat meal, my dadi's home cooked food, the shikari meat, mutton pulao, paya, karari bhindi, rajma chawal, bharta. जब अब देखती तो बोलती तू सूख के काटा हो गया कुछ खाती नहीं थी. So I used to eat like that, and now also when I go to her place, when I go to meet her, that she makes sure the whole, whether I eat it or not, she'll make everything and keep ready, thinking आज इसका mood हो शायद आज ये diet ना करो या आज इसको आज ये खाना खा के ना आया हो. Because I managed to meet her for 15-20 minutes or half an hour, and she always is curious. I carry my own food around with me normally because of my schedule. So she always says आज भी डब्बा लेके आया तू खाना खाने के लिए. She likes to see me eating the way I used to eat earlier. When I cheat, I go to her place and eat.
Okay, Arjun, last question from my side.
अच्छा, सिर्फ आपकी तरफ से लास्ट. फिर उसके बाद बाकी इंटरव्यू तो हम चला सकते हैं.
जैसे कि आपने कहा कि आप एक्टर बनना चाह रहे हैं.
जी.
बन रहे हैं.
जी.
तो क्या जो स्टार, जैसे कि आपने कहा कि रणवीर में जो स्टार बन चुके हैं.
जी.
तो क्या आप, क्योंकि लोगों ने काफी सराहा है आपकी एक्टिंग.
जी बिल्कुल.
तो क्या आप स्टार बनने की भी मतलब कवायद में हैं या बन चुके हैं आपके हिसाब से?
नहीं, मैंने अभी आपको वही सर इतना लंबा जवाब देने के बाद यार I want better questions than this. I've just answered his question. He's asked me the same question. घुमा फिरा के फिर से. नहीं सेम क्वेश्चन आप फिर से घुमा फिरा के पूछ रहे हो. इतना लंबा चौड़ा जवाब. देखिए आज प्रेस मुझसे वाकिफ है और बोल रही है देखो सब हाँ में हाँ मेरे मिला रहे देखिए जी
Okay, the lady in the front. Yeah.
Injuries, I try and warm up a lot because I'm anyways a big build guy, so you put a lot of pressure on your joints. So I always make sure I warm up a lot when I train also, when I'm doing action also, and when I dance also. That's the only and the best way to try and make sure you don't get injured.